game, I just want to say that UCLA and our prayers are with Trevor Davis, and hopefully the young man's okay. I saw him moving his feet and gave the thumbs up, and there's nothing better than seeing that. So, boy, you just hate to see anyone go down. And when they have to bring the card out, it just puts everything in perspective. These are kids playing a game that they love, and you know, hopefully that young man is okay. And so UCLA is thinking about it, I'm thinking about it, our coach is thinking about it. The other story here for me is Marcus Rios. I don't know if you all know what Marcus has been through since he's been at UCLA, but at one point he was in UCLA Medical Center and was told that there was a pretty good chance he was never going to walk out. And to come back up here to the Bay Area where he's from and get the game saving or winning, however you guys want to put it, interception, man, I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. The resolve, the resilience. You know, he kind of epitomizes, I think, what we've become about. And that's just a never give in, never quit type of spirit. And you saw it again today. I mean, we overcame 3 turnovers on the road to win a game at a place where UCLA hasn't won since, I was told, 1998, which I think a couple of our guys were, maybe they weren't even born, but I don't know, they were young, I know that. So, but that's a heck of a team. I think that quarterback, Goff, is a big-time player, man. He's got everything you want in a big-time player. They've got tremendous skill position players, and we just came out with a win. You know, there'll be those that say, oh, you only beat them by whatever we beat them over the final.
36, 32.
But to overcome, you know, the disappointment that we've suffered the last 2 weeks, self-inflicted, you know, the losses, and to come in here into an environment where UCLA has struggled, to overcome the 3 turnovers, to, you know, the back and forth and hang in there and get a win, I think that's something that you build on. And when you're trying to build a program and you're trying to create a culture, you know, it's never going to be smooth sailing, especially when you're trying to do as drastic as we're trying to do and what we're kind of trying to become. And this is a young team. There's 6, I believe there's 6 scholarship seniors on this team. So every time that we get in a game like this and we have to win it and find a way to win it, it just adds to what we're going to be in the future. And as a coach, I mean, I'm going great. I'm getting an ulcer, all right? I promise you that. But I'm proud of those guys, man. So I needed a big hug after that win. Anyway, that's it.
Jim, it was a tough couple of weeks for you guys. Did you notice any kind of cracks at all with this group?
No, and I never have. I mean, they were disappointed. We were all disappointed. But we just, I mean, as a matter of fact, this week in practice, it was one of our best weeks of practice. We always practice well. It's transition in the practice to the field. But there was I don't know, they just, I said it a couple weeks ago, they refused to be discouraged. I mean, they get down, the losses, but they just keep coming back. And I think we've done that in games, and I think we're doing it through the season. And now we need to build on that. That's what we need to do, and just try to keep getting better and get these young guys playing more consistently, and that's what we work at every day.
Is that a long review for you, that last one?
Well, I'll tell you, it wasn't as long as it was for others because the officials have these little signals, these codes, and I've kind of picked up on them. So I knew a couple minutes before they announced it that they weren't gonna overrule it. But until I saw the code, yeah, I was sweating bullets.
What's the code?
I can't tell you, it's a secret code.
It's not your secret.
Yeah, I'm part of the Pac-12, so I protect the code.
You guys
outgained them by quite a bit on offense. Seemed like the offense was moving pretty well. Was it just a matter of those turnovers coming in the worst possible times, like when you were in kind of their side of the field?
You're right, Ron. Are these the final stats? I mean, I don't know the stats. I don't really look at them that often. We had 567. Yeah, that's pretty good. But turning the ball over like that, I mean, I felt like we had things going pretty well on offense, and then we would turn it over. And really kind of uncharacteristic of us to turn it over the way we have. We've been a pretty decent team taking care of the football, and all 3 of the turnovers gave them the ball in plus territory, and they resulted in touchdowns. You know, so but once again, you know, you don't see it very often where you overcome 3 turnovers on the road and still get a win. You know, to me, it just speaks to what these guys are becoming. We are far from perfect, but there's a grit that's building, and I think when you get that, that's the culture we want, the toughness, never quit, never say die, never give in, never give up. And we'll get all the other stuff fixed as we go. This is a long-term deal, hopefully.
Seems like most of Brett's turnovers this year have been, pretty either in your territory or kind of even close to your own end zone. Is there something that you can do to zero in on that a little bit?
I don't know if you can, Well, the interception versus Memphis for a touchdown, the interception, the screen last week, the interception.
The fumble and the interception against Oregon are both pretty close down there.
Yeah, no, I just think I think more than anything, it's just kind of a fluke deal where it happens like that. I know today, he did, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he didn't wear his brace, and then he had a sleeve on, and the sleeve was real slick. And that's not an excuse, it's just he took the sleeve off because he was having trouble, the ball was slipping on him. So we'll get that fixed, we'll get that fixed. And then that last throw that he made that was intercepted, when I look at his interceptions this year, I think he's thrown 4, is that right?
Yeah.
He's thrown 4. That was really only the second one where I was like, God, what kind of throw was that? The only one was a screen versus, I think, Oregon. Utah, the screen versus Utah. He just tried to frickin' bury that thing in there, and that guy made a heck of a play. So.
Paul was doing so well in that first half. Is he all right?
Who?
Paul Perkins? We didn't see him at all.
I haven't got a
there.
report on Paul yet. I know Thomas Duarte tweaked his hamstring a little bit. I didn't bring my injury report, I'm sorry. Malcolm went out with a little stinger, but he came back in. Fabes had a little stinger, and we kept him out. I think we came out of it relatively healthy. The main concern I have right now, I think, is probably Thomas, because he's so effective working inside. I think, though, that Tyler Scott did a nice job, and obviously Mossy, he made a dent in things tonight. He made an impact, that kickoff return and some of his big plays, and it's fun to see him do that. He's going to be a good player here.
Perkins a hand?
Is that what they said?
He said wrist.
I have no idea.
Wrist.
You guys would know. I didn't ever get a report. I'm typically, in our protocol, I should be the last one to know. It should go to the position coach, the special teams coach, the coordinator, and then me. And sometimes as the game gets going, I don't get all of the information.
What do you think of the new offensive line configuration?
Well, I thought it was good. Did we give up any?
One.
One? Yeah.
Yeah, and it might have been when he was scrambling, I don't know, but I think it was really good to see Connor go in there and play. I think we were all kind of holding our breath just to see if he could survive, and I know he's a little bit nervous before the game, but I think he played well, just with the naked eye. I think Malcolm played well at guard. I think he felt comfortable in there. And it's a good-looking offensive line. I think that this week we'll get Alex Redmond back, and we'll get Simon. I don't know if you guys noticed, but Simon suited up for the first time this year. He practiced last week, so I think there's a good chance we'll get those 2 guys back, and hopefully we can stay healthy and keep growing. I think that's going to be a really good offensive line in time, and we're only going to lose one guy, Malcolm. The rest of those guys are pretty darn good players, so I think the future looks pretty bright up front.
What kind of impact did Takers McKinley have in this game? He got a lot more plays.
He started,
Yeah.
and he played an awful lot. He only played 4 or 5 plays last week, and he probably had, he might have 50 or 60 today, I don't know for sure. I thought that if the quarterback felt him, he can run, he's explosive, he's got a great inside move. He's a great kid, man, and big-time addition to this team. And I think you're going to see his role continue to increase, and I think the impact he has is going to continue to show.
What do you think of the pass rush as a whole today?
I thought it was better. I thought we put more. We didn't get
3
we got
sacks?
3, but I felt like he was feeling us a little bit more. That's something that obviously has not been as good as we'd like, not near as good as it was. I think we do miss, guys like AV and Cassius, but you can't hang on to that. You got to move on, and we got to find someone that can reach that level. And I think between Tack and Dion, and I think Eddie's a good inside rusher. And I don't know if you guys noticed when we put Tack in, we moved Owa down to the 3 technique, where he matches up on guards, which is what we did with Cassius a lot last year. I think those kind of things can help us.
Were you surprised at? Oh, sorry.
No, I'm
Were
sorry.
you surprised at all that Cal took that final shot? I mean, obviously Marcus was in good position.
Yeah. I don't ever want to second guess another coach's decision or quarterback's decision. I'm not sure how they call their plays. I was concerned that they were going to run it again and get 3 or 4 yards, and try to pound it through the uprights. But we were in single coverage and single safety middle. They've been taking some shots on our corners. You know, they've got a great group of receivers. So, you know, I think Goff is a great quarterback, and he's got great weapons, and he's got great confidence in those guys. So for him to throw it up there, I wouldn't say it surprised me. You know, I think that's just a confident player trying to make a play to win the game for his team.
What was in your
more guys.
decision? What was in your decision process on that 4th and 1?
Yeah, I was hoping you wouldn't ask. That was.
I don't have
You know, I'll
Alzheimer's
tell
yet.
you, yeah, I hung on to that one until I got back to the locker room. You know, I felt like if we had not won that game, I would have felt like I let the kids down. At halftime, you know, we felt like we were moving the ball well. We felt like we were running the ball well. We felt like we had momentum. We had the ball on the 45-yard line with about 6 inches, and we'd had a successful, that quarterback sneak, and I just felt like we had the ability to blow them off and get it, and we didn't. And you know, I can tell you this, no one feels worse about it than me. Like I said, I wasn't able to let that go until we got to the locker room. I was like, thank you guys, because that would have been, if that had been the play, then.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.